Hello again. Welcome to a new series that I'm doing. It'll be another 31-day prompt challenge, and I've decided to make it Pokemon themed. It'll be taking place in July, and I'll try to do a video at least once a week, but let's find out. Let's see if I can paint them all. I'm so sorry, that was super cheesy. But I've been itching to do another month prompt challenge, because it turns out that I kind of like them. And I decided to make it Pokemon themed because July just gives me a really big Pokemon energy. Like, I guess it reminds me of being a kid again and wasting away my summers inside playing games. I couldn't find an official prompt list for July, not like some other months have. So I just made one up, and here are the words I'll be using and the Pokemon I'll be using. If you want to participate, you can use this hashtag. And really do whatever you want with it. Change the Pokemon, don't include Pokemon, change the words you don't like, really whatever, because that's what I'll be doing too. The purpose of this isn't to follow the rules to a T, but to have fun. Alright, before we get started painting, I have a lot of prep to do. This is just a secret between you and me, but there's no way I can do these types of challenges in their intended way and have the quality of art that I do. I'm not going to just sit down and crack out an amazing piece of art every single day. I have other things I need to do, and in general, I prefer to batch my art and kind of work like a maniac for like 25 hours a day for 7 days, and then take like a big break. So, in reality, I drew a sketch for every prompt word and finished those on June 18th, but it's our secret, and I'm not going to show them to you because what's the fun in that? Okay, next thing I did was print off all the sketches and cut them out. Again, that's a secret, but it's so satisfying to see them all together. Then I had to cut up the watercolor paper. I decided to go with paper that is 5 by 7 inches. In the past, for Inktober, I used 4 by 6, and it just felt a tad bit too small. I kept wishing I could add more detail, and the 4 by 6 was just a little too cramped, so I went a tiny bit bigger, because I still want to keep them small. We'll see how I feel about the size soon. The next step isn't fun. Transferring. It's tedious. The whole time I'm worried about getting the exact same feel and energy as the original sketch, which usually just isn't possible because the printed sketches have these thick, chunky lines, and my pencil lines are thin and precise, but I do the best I can. Plus, I'll just be erasing half of these lines anyways. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. The last thing on my list is color swatches. Now, when I say that, I mean this. This is a color swatch test that I made in 2018 with these colors. But when I made this, it was for a school assignment, and it was the first time I touched watercolors since I was like 7 and using those chalky Crayola watercolors on printer paper. I didn't know that you should mix the colors on a separate palette, so for a while I was just mixing the colors right on the paper. Which there's a time and place for that, but here was not it. Just look at the difference. Here I mixed sap green and purple lake on the paper, and here I mixed them separately on the palette because when I did this, at some point I figured out I should stop mixing on the paper. So some of them look good, some of them look bad. Also, at some point I got my colors mixed up, so some of these aren't labeled right. All that to say, I've been wanting to redo this for a while. And I've added a new color to my collection. This is a color coveted by many artists. Artists I look up to talk about it like it's gold. It's always sold out, and people would sell their kidneys to get their hands on this color. It's more rare than having a shiny Manaphy that's just contracted Pokerus. It's cobalt turquoise. I'm joking. It's not very rare, but it is a beautiful color. Blick had a spring sale, so I picked it up along with some refills of my other colors. And this isn't an absolutely necessary step, but I like to have it as a guide just to know what colors are attainable with what I have. It's just a personal part of my process. But now that that's done, I'll be seeing you in July.